The Weekend Journal on News Talk 580 WTCM. We are back talking education this week, as it turns out. And with me, I want to get right to him, is Representative Tim Kelly from the 93rd. He had the enviable position of being the chair of the subcommittee on K through 12 budget, and he joins us now. Representative, Mr. Chair, thanks for coming on today.
Jack, happy to be here. Thank you.
All right. So first and foremost, there's been a lot of discussion. The Republican House has taken its time and gone through the budget, I'll say with a fine-tooth comb. But I'll tell you what, you guys, when you announced this yesterday, you really created a stir. You've done a lot. Can you tell us, again, it's a lot, but can you tell us what you did, especially with the K through 12 budget?
Well, let me tell you right off the bat, if I would have told you we would have ended up spending more than the governor, I would have said you're crazy. But nonetheless, I think to get where we wanted to go, which was to provide the largest per pupil foundation allowance that we possibly could, we had to get to some spots to do that. And what we've delivered is basically a $2,400 increase from what currently is going on. And basically said, look, you're the experts. Here's the money, no more excuses. So do what you can to improve education, get the school performance up.
So, I wasn't sitting in on all the meetings, but from what I can tell, you've cut what are referred to as categoricals, which are all the different things that the different budgets have put money towards. You're saying, let's get rid of all of those. We're going to take and give you an extra $2,000 each kid. You decide where to put that money, what works best for your district. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yes, very fair. No, Jack, so when I was, this is my second tour through the legislature, my fifth K-12 budget that I've chaired. And this is something, categorical spending. When I was here 6, 7, 8 years ago, we might have had about 30 categoricals. Now we have over nearly 150. Mm-hmm. So what has happened is this is hundreds of millions of dollars that gets diverted away from the classroom and individual students for different things. They're not all bad. I mean, they're doing some good things. They're, some different curriculums here, different curriculums there, different programs here, after school things. There's not that these are all bad, but it diverts money out of the classroom to everybody. Only the most sophisticated districts with the best grant writers collect this money. So it all kind of goes to the same spots over and over and over. We think it's a better thing to give the money directly back to the classroom, the school, and say, you decide how best to spend this money.
Sure. All right. So even you, I think I read a quote of you saying, hey, look, this is our budget. The Senate has theirs. The governor has theirs. It's going to be an interesting negotiation because, again, I read it, and you can tell me if I'm full of it, but you guys have changed the way this money is being spent so much that even to get the Democrats and the governor are going to have to come your way on a lot of this to find an area of compromise. So in a crazy sort of way, you won't get everything you want, but you should be able to get a lot of change in this school budget. Am I right?
Jack, yeah, I think you're right, Jack. We're the North Star right now. They're chasing us. Right after, I tell you, when we announced this $12,000 per pupil foundation allowance on Mackinac Island, just a few days ago, the House Democrats came up with 11.5 per student. So they're chasing us. We've got them right where we want them, and that's to roll up as much of these categoricals as possible and deliver the bucks directly to the school.
Sure. So that's I was chatting with the folks from Launch, Michigan, and one of the things that I said, and I believe it because I saw it, is with our school system and the way we fund it and do things, when I was in office, everybody wants more money and nobody wants to. And part of our problem, as I see it, is there is so much money in our budget, that in our education budget, that there's a lot of people that want their fingers in there, and they're going to fight because they don't want to give that money up.
No. And the reality is, I've been around here long enough that schools love a large foundation allowance, but the reality is they want their cake and eat it too. They want not only as much money you can give them in that foundation, but then they want all the bells and whistles that you pay for as well. we're making them make the hard choices, not us.
Sure. So, and I know you were K through 12 budget, but a couple other budgets were passed out yesterday. So I just wanted to ask you following them, the universities, U of M and MSU, in many ways got big cuts, but the cuts that went to the big two are going to the other state universities. So in a way, that's a win for all our smaller universities, correct?
We think so, certainly. Yes. We're trying to get those done today. I think that I think they're good budgets. They send a great message from our caucus that we're done with the wokeism. We're trying to get, education back front and center. We don't need all the extracurricular activities that do us no good. So, no, I think it's a good budget. We need to get them passed.
Sure. And then, of course, there's the My Leap, which is the governor's way to kind of skirt around the State Board of Education. There's cuts there, too. Actually, not really. Just no advancements from what the other two budgets say, right? Because it's about the same amount of money.
Pretty much evenly funded. Yeah.
All right. So, and by the way, folks, we're chatting with Tim Kelly, who is the chair of the House K through 12 Appropriations Budget. The other big question is, you got to now, Representative, you now have to go talk to the Dems in the Senate and also the governor's office, especially for your budget. Can you get it done by July 1st?
I don't know if it's going to be July 1st, Jack, but it'll be shortly thereafter, I think. I had an initial meeting with my Democrat counterpart this morning, and we had a very good discussion, and I think that we're in many ways on the same page.
Okay, so but there will be discussion. So it'll be interesting to see. I guess I won't ask you to be specific, but I'm assuming there are certain things in your budget specifically that you kind of prize and don't want to give up on when it comes to negotiation time. Would I be right?
Yeah, but I'm also a pragmatist, and know that a lot of some of the things we get in are messaging points that they're unlikely to probably see the light of day in a final. Well,
that goes to a point I don't. Yeah. So some of this you couldn't use money for race and gender stereotyping. Multi-stall unisex bathrooms. Those are things that or they're just to make a point. You don't necessarily. They might be, but you don't necessarily expect them to be in a final budget.
Not given her my opposition, no.
Well, it's good to hear you. It doesn't sound like you have lost a sense of humor there, Representative.
No. You got to keep one in this business.
You do. All right. Well, I appreciate your time with us today. I know it's been interesting, and it'll be interesting to see the negotiation process as we move forward and where that July 1st deadline falls before or after. So appreciate your time today.
Jack, thanks so much for the opportunity.
Appreciate
it.
You bet. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That is Rep. Tim Kelly, 93rd District, the House K through 12 Appropriations Chair here on the Weekend Journal on News Talk 580.